Yes, people, how we all doing? Right, today is going to be quite a long video. We've got a lot of stuff to get through. Basically, we're going to be doing today a tutorial on how to get games for your RGH, okay? There's a lot of downloading to be done, there's a lot of waiting around to be done. I'm going to get through it as quick as possible because I've done some things for this video in preempting it. Basically, I'm going to tell you now, you're going to need to download Tor Browser, which is a browser for accessing certain websites that you wouldn't normally be able to access. You'd also need to download a Utorrent client. So if you type in Utorrent into Google, you can download that, no problem. And you'll also be needing WinRar. Okay, those three you can Google and get yourself. Now pause the video, go and get Tor, go and get Utorrent, and go and get WinRar. So before you start, you need those three programs installed on your computer. And from there, I will be able to connect your RGH to your computer via the network, as long as you've got a Wi-Fi network, okay? So let's get straight into the video and let's go over to the, where we're going, PC today. Okay, so on the screen, we have got Neighborhood. If you've got an RGH and you know all this stuff like this, this is fine. This is for people that are literally starting out. I've got a few files on the go here, right? Okay, so this mega link right here, which is in the description, this is my dash pack folder, okay? That's this thing. To open this, you will need WinRar. Don't bother registering it. It's probably the most unregistered program in the world. I'm going to run through the programs that are in my dash pack very, very quickly. Okay, so dash launch, this is the latest dash launch as of 27/04/21. And then we've got USB avatars, which means when your avatars are grey, when you've just updated your dashboard, you pop these two files onto a USB stick, stick them in, and do the update, and it will make them go back to colors. XEX dashboard, that's basically what we use to update the NAND file. That's basically got all the builds of the kernel on it. Aurora, this and this one are basically alternative dashboards for the RGH, which will give you access to launch XEX menu files, XEX game files and stuff via an actual dashboard GUI interface. Okay, ISO extractor, which is what we're going to be working on today. So what you want to do is grab hold of that, drag it onto your desktop, unwire it, and then you'll have something like that. Okay, key vault validator. If you don't know what a key vault validator is, you'll get into that at some point, definitely. No Microsoft Launch INI. This is a little thing that I've put together. It's basically a Launch INI. Dash Launch works off of a Launch INI. This Launch INI, if you put this your Launch INI onto a USB stick, stick it in the front of your RGH, turn your RGH off and on again, you should bypass all plugins and be completely fine offline. Start with this, get a dump of your NAND. That's basically a NAND reader to get a dump of your NAND kernel on your RGH. Literally always keep a copy of your NAND kernel on your desktop or in a cloud somewhere safe. Okay, XEX menu. This is just the XEX menu that is in the normal dashboard experience, i.e. the normal dashboard that you get on Xbox. I will show you this on the RGH in a minute. Okay, so we've got the ISO extractor. Now this is what we're going to be working on today, and I want to try and explain to you two different sorts of file formats that we've got on the RGH. Okay, we've got a NXE experience, which is basically the normal dashboard experience, and then you've got a game on demand, which is the same thing. And then also on top of that, you've got a extracted game folder. So anybody that's got an RGH knows what I'm talking about. You've got a folder on your hard drive on your RGH that says games, and inside there's names of the games in the folders ready to go. I'm going to show you very, very quickly now. Like this link right here will get you these extra things, which is sneaky GQ/XEXtool.xex and XBDM XEX. Those two links will get you the stuff that will make all this stuff come together and work properly. Okay, XBDM you need on your hard drive and in plugin 1 of your Launch INI for it to be able to connect to your computer. Okay, so if that's not in your plugin number 1 in the Launch INI on your hard drive, you're not going to be able to get your computer to connect to it. I'm sure there's other ways around it, but that's what I'm telling you. XEX tool is a really random file that comes up as a bit suspect on a lot of things, but what I've done is I've just got it so it's sat in this folder. So what I've done is I've opened my XEX ISO extractor, I've dragged that one, drag that one into there. Okay, and literally we've got them all there. We'll just drag that out onto that, and then you drag that one into there. Okay, and then you grab your XEX tool, and that goes into there as well. Okay, XEX tools here, all the rest of it's here. It's just putting the file together basically. So then you've got this. So what we've got here, we've got an Xbox backup creator and the ISO to God. God, game on demand, normal Xbox experience. Backup creator will extract the files, i.e. the XEX, default XEX and game folders and files for that game. I'll show you all that in a second. Let's go straight into how you actually get to the places where you can download games, because this is what a lot of people are into. So once you've got your Tor browser, like I said at the start there, you've got your Tor project, you've downloaded it, you've got your downloaded browser, you're all good to go. Then you want to go to the Pirate Bay, thepiratebay.org, and literally click enter, type in Xbox, hit pirate search, and then hopefully with a bit of luck, you get a list of games. Right, to download any of these games, as you can see, there's lots of magnets all over the screen. See those magnets? Remember that? Magnet link. Okay, that's what we're going to be using. I'm going to use Red Dead just as an example for today. Right click, open link in tab, and then you see you've got a magnet link up here. So you want to highlight the whole like that, copy it. And like I said, you need Utorrent. Once you've got Utorrent, you should have something that looks something similar to this. You click on that one, add your URL, click OK, and then that should start downloading. Okay. Once that's finished downloading, you'll have a RAR folder. You open the RAR folder. If there's a RAR folder inside a RAR folder, right click, hit extract here, and it'll all extract as it. But basically, once that's done, you will end up with either an ISO. Come on, I need you to disappear. Right, let's remove. Okay. So once that's done and you've got that folder and it's downloaded, you'll end up with an ISO, hopefully, something similar to this. Okay, so this is the ISO that we've extracted from the RAR folder that we've just downloaded. That will take a long time for you, so don't worry about that. That will literally take a long time, so literally let it do its thing, pause this video, come back like when you're ready, that's fine. So you've got your ISO now that you've just downloaded off the internet. There are other websites that you can go to. I'll explain those too. Look, we'll go over here. So here's a couple of examples. This is Lime Torrents, .info. Typed in Xbox 360 at the top there, hit the search bar. Lots and lots of games all the way down through. And as you can see, the list is very extensive. Still lots of people seeding all these games as well, by the way. Like literally lots and lots of games still available. Lime Torrents seems to be the one to go and get your games at the moment. Also, well, it's 1337x.2. This is another good website. It's got quite a few games on it as well. But yeah, Pirate Bay, Lime, or Tor. Like, make sure you're using Tor though, because it will protect you. So once you've got your magnet links, same sort of thing. Grab your magnet links from there. Right click, open a new tab, all that sort of good stuff. Get your magnet links, and then you're good to go. So that is the end of Tor and how to download the actual games themselves. So now I've got the game. This is an ISO format, which basically means it's an image of the game. Move this up. Wait a second. There we go. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to boot up the RGH and show you the quick difference between the game formats. Okay. We're going to use Neighborhood on here to connect to my RGH, which I've just booted up. I should have done that before I started, really, but there you go. So we're going to flip over to the RGH, which is which one? It's PVR. That's where we're going. So let's have a look here, see if we can get a little bit of an image going. That'll be nice. There we go. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Right. So we're going to boot into my RGH, and I want to talk a little bit about the two different game formats that I suggest you be using to run games on your RGH. First off, the XEX menu, which will connect you to it's basically a way of launching the file without the container. Okay, imagine all the stuff that's on the normal dashboard, like all your normal games, like I'll show you those, like including XEX menu itself. are actually inside a folder that then the Xbox opens and runs from inside the folder. The other way of doing it is running it from a folder yourself. Rather than the Xbox opening a file and going into it, you can run it directly from a folder. So these here are normal Xbox games, basically, that are installed, and I'll show you where they're installed now by flicking back over here. We'll go to the PC. Okay, so back in here, your Xbox Neighborhood. If you need Neighborhood as well, by the way, and you haven't got Neighborhood, there's the torrent for it right there. Drag that onto your desktop, double click it once you've got your WinRar installed, and you'll download that. Install it, then you'll end up with Xbox Neighborhood. It takes a long time to install, so don't worry if it looks like it's not doing anything. Okay, it takes a very long time to install. It's about 2 gigs worth of stuff, but that's fine. Okay, so once you've got that, you click Add Xbox 360 and type in JTAG, and if that doesn't work, find out the IP address of your Xbox on the network and type that in. So here's my Corona, the one that we're working on today. So in here, we've got the hard drive that's inside the Xbox 360, and all these other little folders and files here. These are basically the dashboard loaded. This is what the active title ID media will be, the dashboard, which is what is loaded at the moment. But we're going to go into the hard drive so I can show you the difference between content and games. Okay, content is what you're seeing on the screen right now. Okay, this is content. Okay, anything that's in these folders under content is this. I will show you where the XEX menu is. Like XEX menu, for instance, I know for a fact that the code is code 99999. So what we're going to do is we're going to flick back to the XEX. So literally those 3 folders there. I mean, I've got a few more because I've got a few more game saves on here. But we go back to the PC, and as you can see here, this is the hard drive that we just left. We've got the content folder. So in here, you've got your profiles, and in here, you've got your content. Okay, so code 099999 is XEX menu. Obviously, one of these will be Toy Box Turbos and 007. In fact, I think 007 might be that one, CB maybe. But anyway, so that's where those folders go. Okay, if you want something to turn up on your Xbox dashboard rather than in the games folder in XEX menu, you'll have to go into your content folder, into the 00 folder. So to make this ISO into one of these folders, we need to use one of these programs. ISO to God. Okay, so don't forget, when you're using this program, you need the XEX tool, which is linked above here. There's the XEX tool. Download that, put that in the same file as the ISO to God. Okay, God, game on demand, normal Xbox, and game folder is extracted files. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to make a God folder out of this ISO. Okay, we'll open up God, add ISO, open that, find our ISO that we've extracted. It'll extract all the data, tell me that is Red Dead. Where are we going to put it? We're going to put it back on the desktop. Okay, and where temporary location? Yeah, we'll go desktop as well. Okay, so all done, and we don't want to save rebuilt ISO image at all, and we want a full ISO rebuild. Okay, so add ISO. Are you sure you want to add discard temporary ISO once it's been rebuilt? Yes. And there we go. Okay, so it's in there ready to be converted. It says it's 7.3, so we're going to hit convert and let that do its thing. What it's going to do is going to strip all that stuff out of that ISO, rebuild it, and then repackage it as one of these folders. Okay, so we're going to let that do its thing, and we're going to back out of here. So we'll let that do its thing. So we're going to make out of this ISO folder a numbered file that will drop in here, and then it will show up on the dashboard. Okay, so now how do we make this into a game file? Okay, so you've seen that's your content, that's your normal games, and this is when you open XEX menu. Okay, so these are the games that I've got installed on this RGH. We're going to be putting Skyrim on here as well. Not Skyrim, what was it? Whatever it is. Yeah, Red Dead. So we're going to put Red Dead on here as well. So we've got 2 different sorts. We'll have it on the desktop, and we'll have it on the dashboard. Sorry, and we'll have it in XEX menu. So how do we make an XEX menu sort of thing. That's by using the other tool. So what we do is you'd open Xbox Backup Creator this time. If it says MSP lock cannot be found, just copy this and paste it into your C drive, reboot your computer, and you should be good. Also, this error here, this happens all the time, don't worry about it, click OK, fine. Okay, so we've got the image browse tool, which is what we're going to be using to have a look at our ISO. Image browse tool, and then get into the image browse tool there. Go file, and then we want to find open image, and then we're going to go down and we're going to find that ISO again, and there we go. So inside that ISO we've got these files. Okay, so we're going to right click on here, extract. It's going to ask us where to extract it. On my desktop I've already made a RD demo. There we go. Okay, so now that will do exactly the same as what, hold on, where's it gone? This is. So this is almost done now, but literally this is basically unpacking all these files and putting them into this folder, okay, which is the numbered folder. And then this one is unpacking all these files and putting it into a Red Dead folder. Okay, so they're the same thing but in different folders, and I'll show you the difference of them because they are vastly different when you look at them. Like this is an Xbox package folder, this is an extracted game data folder. Okay, these are two different sorts of ways that you can play games through your console. A lot of people get confused because there's two different sorts of ways. There's one way to play it from there, there's one way to play it. Some games you need to have it as a game on demand for it to work. Some games you need to have it as an extracted game folder to work properly on your RGH. It's trial and error, it's finding your own path and things like that. Don't get me wrong, there's certain people out there that can tell you, oh yeah, this works like this works like that. If your RGH works one way and it works perfectly, leave it, it's fine. Oh, pardon me. Right, so as you can see, these are both extracting now. Like this 6.7 gigs over here, and I've only got 3.2 gigs. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop one of these. No, I'm not. I'll let them both roll for a minute, and then we'll just remove the ISO. That's fine. So yeah, these are basically both extracting. Hopefully. Oh dear. I think we might have run out of room on my computer, which is fine, absolutely fine. So let's cancel that one. We'll close that. Operation cancelled and closed. That's fine. We've extracted a load of files from there already, so that's fine. That's not an issue. So once that's extracted and done, you end up with the Red Dead demo and the number one, which is what this one is doing right now. Okay. So once that's finished, 3 minutes. Okay, I'll show you where they both go. So with the Red Dead, once that was fully extracted and done, you've got files that look a little something like this. Oh, that's not the right one. It's that one there. Oh, okay. So you have files that look a little something like this, which is your avatar awards, the default XEX, the system update, and then usually a few more other game folders. And then what you do with that one is you drag it straight into your games folder because it's labeled, it's not numbered. And then with the other one, which is obviously the one for the Xbox drive, go into your content folder, into your 00 folder, and then drag that in there. And what that should do is that will load that whole thing across. Okay, now what that'll do, it'll take a while to transfer across, obviously over the network, but that is how you download and put games onto your RGH. Okay, peoples, so I think I've covered all the basis with that. I don't think there's anything else I can make it much more clearer. Title updates and stuff, they are all done through Aurora and Freestyle Dash. I'm going to nip back over to the PVR quickly again, or the Xbox, and show you the difference, what they look like file-wise on the RGH, as well as, so you can see the difference between Neighborhood and the RGH, basically. So, obviously on here we've got GoldenEye. There's a prime example. This is one that I've repackaged. It was never meant to be an NXE game experience. It never was released. It was leaked to the community not too long ago, and I repackaged it as a game. So this is the game file, and then if we go into XEX menu, I can show you the folder as well. So basically, this is the two differences between the two of them. So this is XEX menu, and in here, as you can see, these are the games that are in. If you look at the top right, you've got the HDD games, Call of Duty. So all of these are exactly what they are. Okay, exactly that. Also in here, you can press the right button and go across to your HDD itself, and then you can look in your content folder, and as you that's content, sorry, and the 000 folder, and here is again all the stuff that was on the PC. As you can see, it's all quite simple. Okay, yeah, so there's your games folder with all the games in it. There's your content folder 000 with all your games in it, and game saves as well. That's also stored in here or in your profile folders as well. But that's pretty much today's video. I think I've pretty much smashed it all. I hope you all enjoyed, and I think you've kind of got a gist of what's going on now. If you are struggling for a stealth server, or you do need help at all, don't like hesitate. Give me a message. I will help you out as much as I can. My stealth server does need KVs, so if you want to come and use my stealth server, you will need to go and get yourself your own KV. I suggest Lauren Meadow Road from Gardendale Garage. She's very good at supplying KVs. But yeah, as I said, there's certain things that you will find as you get into RGHing and understanding like how different fake games work and file formats work and things like that. But that is just a very quick crash course on how to download games, how to get games, and how to put them onto your RGH. I've been SMOD. I hope you enjoyed this little, well, it's not so little, it's like 22-minute long tutorial. But yeah, that's how to get games for your RGH. Big love, SMODS is out of here.